Hi, welcome back. We are at episode 24. And where are we at now, Eve?
Well, in the last episode, we basically, Yeshua was still in Hemis. He was having a deep meditation when he realized that his father was coming to see him.
Oh,
in his
yes.
etheric body, right?
Right.
And he was coming to announce him that basically he had left this physical plane.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, he also gave him a medallion, and he told him that he was a reincarnation of King Solomon.
Okay, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, Yeshua left the little hamlet, the little monastery where the monks are living, and he's on his way back to Meru Vardhana when he meets Babaji again.
Oh, okay.
So Babaji invites him to go to his home, and that's what we are going to do today. And the presentation will be mostly thoughts about Yeshua, okay? Not so much what Babaji is doing. He's always very elusive anyway.
Okay, that's true. So you're saying what Yeshua's thoughts were at the time.
Yes.
Just
exactly.
what he was thinking.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yeshua asked Babaji, where are we at home? And he realized that, in fact, it's not in a place. In truth, it's rather in the space without any limits, with your heart and your spirit. That's how they see. That's how he.
Is that like a quantum place? Like what?
Exactly.
Is that what?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So Yeshua knew all that, but Babaji is going to demonstrate it to him now.
Okay.
Yeah, and exactly, you're right. So they leave the river and they are walking to some kind of canyon,
Mm-hmm.
So the two sides of the mountains, the cliffs, are like narrowing very much. And at one point, Babaji said, "This is the door to my home." But there is no door, right? You have to picture it's just an opening into the mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as they cross, Yeshua can feel something, There is a shift in the vibration, in the frequency of things,
Mm-hmm.
And he's following Babaji, and he realized that he's entering a materialized or objectivized consciousness of Babaji.
Okay.
So this is, in fact, it's a sphere created by Babaji's thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
I guess to use modern terms, we could use it's a densified hologram.
Okay.
Okay?
That sounds.
I guess we are familiar with holographic
Right.
pictures and holograms.
Right.
So this is very dense because you can touch
You
everything.
can feel it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kind of like we are, huh? Possibly.
Well, yeah. So
It's another subject.
everything has been conceived and sculpted with light from the heart of Babaji.
Oh, okay.
So as they enter, Yeshua can see that trees are blooming with flowers, and you can see tall trees, mixed with the rocks of the mountain. Let's keep in mind we are very high in altitude in the Himalayas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a place where you can find jungle and luscious plants and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, probably not.
So in fact, what Yeshua sees, it's a small valley surrounded by snow-capped mountains all around them. Mm-hmm. So it's very beautiful. So at this time, Yeshua is 26 years old, and his clothes and his shoes have been, completely destroyed by the long walks, and he really needs to rest. So he stops and sits down a little bit, and he asks Babaji, "Are you taking me to Shambhala?" And Babaji tells him, "No, I told you. No. I'm taking you to my home, in the heart of my own consciousness. If this world that you see around you now exists, it is because I drink the sunshine." And Yeshua loved that sentence because he used it a lot to drink the sunshine, and we will talk about it a little and explain what it means.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
to drink the sunshine is actually, it's a fusion with the divine laws. Okay, it's a complete transmutation, and it's a capability to modify the light after inviting it inside yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so you can speak love and give it a form. So for Yeshua, the lover of the sun has to do more than create a little bit of food and a few trinkets. And Babaji is clearly demonstrating that, right? The real goal is to give birth to a world, or perhaps even a universe.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's almost showing you how creation almost was created,
I think
possibly.
Yeah, and this is the way you participate to the work of the divine.
Right.
So I guess he's telling, Babaji is telling Yeshua, okay, this is how you become a creator, right?
Right.
Look at what I've been doing. I've created my little space here in the mountains, right? This is my home. It's a pure objectivization or creation of my thoughts.
I wonder if you had to be in a higher state of consciousness like Yeshua was in to be able to see it.
Well, you probably have to be invited. I think
You probably have to
a
be
regular
invited,
human being would
like
not.
if we were just walking on that path.
We would not see anything. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, and so Yeshua goes, and why not build your own body and rebuild it too? Using the same principle. And Babaji confirms to Yeshua that it is exactly what he's doing all the times. And this is why we have seen in the past, Babaji can appear as a young child and then as a young adult.
That's right.
Or it can be a sadhu covered with ashes, in different places. And he has been around for a very, very long time. And for Yeshua, this is all very logical. So he's smiling about it.
He gets it. It's like that's possible.
Yeah, and he's thinking, okay, this is exactly what all these avatars and ascended masters have been doing for millions of years.
Right.
Yeah. They do not escape matter and flesh, okay? They are trying to sublime it, okay? And make it climb one rung on the ladder of creation, right? That's what you have to do. This is the most difficult, yeah. So Yeshua knows that the road is long. It's crazy when you compare it with the duration of a human life,
Right.
But it is the road, and the time again is an illusion, and that we have to accept. So Babaji and Yeshua, after those considerations, are going to resume their walk. After a little while, Yeshua is finally resting. And after a while, Yeshua realized that they are going in circles. So we know that Babaji's place is like a sphere, right? So we can expect that
They're just kind of walking around.
It's actually done by purpose. Babaji agrees and asks Yeshua, what is not complete in you yet, so that you can fulfill your destiny in this world? So, Babaji is the brother of Yeshua, but he's also his teacher, right?
Right.
His master, in a way. So he's always trying to find an opportunity to take him back on the path of enlightenment. So Yeshua is aware of it, and he has thought a lot about it during his retreat when he was with the monks in Emis,
Right.
all those long winter.
He had a lot of time to think about it, that's for sure.
And what Yeshua is missing is the expression of the feminine in him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something very delicate. So he realized that with the exception of his mother, Miriam, he had never physically, affectionately, and spiritually lived with a woman.
Right. He really didn't.
His entire life, he has been surrounded by men, right?
Right. And some women that,
a few
had
women.
an eye out for him. But, I mean, it wasn't like he spent a lot of time with them.
After his sojourn in Egypt, until the age of 5 or 6, then he was sent to the Carmel School of Mystery, where he stayed 6 years.
Right.
So, he was strictly with men. Then after that, he took a long walk to to Persia and then India, you know, and again, it was just men
Just men.
on those caravans.
Well, it's kind of hard for a man to be around a woman in those days anyway, right?
Right, yeah.
Without there being a lot of talk.
So he realized that this was the order of this world, you know, it's an order, and again, those are the words of Yeshua, an order petrified, stuck in convention, ruled by an antiquated patriarchy. Yeah. So no, Yeshua no longer wants this limitation, which is not actually reflecting the nature of the universe. If we look at the universe all around us, there is always a male and a female.
Right.
The two poles, you know, the two polarities, yeah.
The balance.
Exactly, yeah. So, again, those are thoughts from Yeshua, you know, the sensitivity of men and women and their mutual strength are present in his soul. He can feel that. But he has an issue expressing it in an equal way.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was time to deploy the feminine space in him and to stimulate it all around him too. So, and again, you know, he's thinking all the writings he has been reading and studying have always been transmitted by men, right?
Right. Well, because they're the only ones who are allowed to, right?
Nobody seems to notice it, but it's very true, right? I mean, today, in our more modern world, we have writings from both polarities, right?
Right.
I would say probably a lot more now, especially with the new age, from women. But at that time, there was women did not do anything.
Well, they weren't
They
allowed
could not,
to.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so he thinks that all these writings and the treasures, you know, are actually treasure, but they are lacking the tenderness, which comes from the nature of the divine feminine. Yeah. And so Yeshua is wondering, is my role to fulfill this lack? You know, this lack of feminine and masculine balance? Is it really what I came for here? And Babaji seems to agree with that. So again, Yeshua is thinking, you know, tenderness and its extension, which is for him is compassion, intuition, have to be present, right? He knows that nobody can get close to the space of peace and light without balancing the two sides perfectly. You have to have both sides, right?
Right.
He knows about the history of his people and his country, and he knows that Moses never tried to convey this truth, right? Perhaps it was too early, and it was so much easier to just continue in the same loop of the ancestral limitations, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You don't want to rock the boat or do anything unusual. So Yeshua is wondering, you know, will I have the courage to go against the order established by Moses? You know,
That's huge.
yeah, it's used, yeah. And his mother, Miriam, had taught him, you know, as much as his father. I mean, Yusuf gave him the will, the wisdom, but for Miriam, it was really tenderness and compassion, you know, which are also very useful qualities to have. And so he's sharing all these thoughts with Babaji, you know, and Babaji recognized the incredible challenge, especially in Palestine, you know, where the women have no legal existence and they cannot participate to any religion or spiritual debates. Yeah. They are not allowed to. So to go against that, you know, Babaji suggests to Yeshua, you know, you have to learn again the physicality of being a woman. Because your soul is reflecting your spirit perfectly, but you have to also reflect it into your body.
Okay.
So Yeshua realized that, okay, this is not an advice coming from Babaji, but the exact description of what he must do. And so they start walking again in this
in a circle.
hologram world, you know. And their surroundings now are becoming like a jungle with snowy high peaks all around it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
interesting.
you have luscious plants, mingled with the fresh air of the altitude of the mountains.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And so at one point, Babaji invites Yeshua to sit in a grotto made with branches and foliages. And he said to Yeshua, stay, go there, sit, meditate, and stay how long you want. There is no limit. And it's a perfect spot for Yeshua, who is starting a deep meditation again. And he's going to use what he called the middle path, which is the marriage of the moon and the sun, the man and the woman, the water and the fire, body and spirit. That's how he wants to approach it. And you discover that he must master matter, and he does that through a practice called the paramukta. Paramukta, yeah. And that practice can only be attained when you have lost all notion of power.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you have power inside you, the desire for power, the need for power, you will never attain that paramukta.
Oh, okay.
And we will see in the future what paramukta allows you to do, and it's just incredible. So Yeshua, during his meditation, is performing what he calls a descension, which is the opposite of the ascension, right? He wants to reach some places in his body and memories. And this technique is going to infuse all the cells of his body with pranic energy, and what he called drinks the sunshine, right? And he's going to go into the Akashic memories. So he goes internally into his heart, the lower left ventricle of the heart, to try to unfold and unroll the Akashic memories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so it works. He starts seeing an infinity of lifetimes, at an incredible speed. It's like watching a movie,
Right. Fast motion,
yeah. And suddenly the process stops on a life where he was a woman.
Oh, okay.
So most of Yeshua's life have been masculine lives, okay? I think it's important. When we incarnate, during our experience, as a human being, we tend to always have a preference, right? Women usually will try reincarnating as women, okay? Men will try to reincarnate as men. But occasionally there will be a balance, because you have to know both sides.
Right.
Right? And so in this lifetime that Yeshua is looking at, is a princess in some remote and faraway country. And his father is actually the brother Moria that we saw a couple of episodes ago.
Okay, right.
Yeah. With his tan face and a red turban on his head, And he's the king of a small province. And he wants to propose a husband to his daughter. And Yeshua feels the rebellion of the young woman because she does not want to marry the guy.
Right.
The man that her father is proposing to her. So we don't know the outcome of that story. Could be actually very bad. But what we know is that the Akashic review stopped immediately, and the memory vanishes. And Yeshua feels like a woman in his body at that point,
Oh, okay.
It's like the imprint of that lifetimes, that past lifetime is coming back to him. And he is trying to reawaken all those feminine feelings, He wants to discover all the aspects of the women, the grace, the responsibility, the power, the fragility, and that incredible capability also to give birth, to another human being that women have.
Right. Most men really don't want to have that experience.
Well, because I think, unfortunately, our medical system has turned it into something painful.
Right. They have. I mean, there are ways of making it a little bit better.
Yes,
but yeah,
exactly.
I'd probably feel the same way if I was a man.
So Yeshua is surrendering to being a woman, during that sacred moment, He understands now the opinions, the feelings that a woman has on men, especially in this patriarchal society, of that time, 2,000 years ago. So he sees all this from the inside, the frustration, but also the strengths that a woman can have, the stability, the courage. And
something more? Got more for us?
what he called this, the tender power.
Ah, yes, okay. That's good.
Right? So, again, this is a way for him to understand the Creator has generated the two poles of life, right? One containing the other one and reciprocally. In fact, we can say what we want, but in every man there is a woman, and in every woman there is a man.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well,
You just have to balance them.
Right. You can tell when somebody's out of balance in that too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And so from this apparent notion of dispersion, the male versus the female, in fact, the true union must result.
Right.
So finally, after a long time, Yeshua gets out of his deep meditations and stands up. He's, I think his soul.
I think I got it now.
His soul just completed, another step toward what is called the sacred synthesis of the man and the woman, right? And he looks around, and of course, Babaji, as elusive as always, is no longer
He's
here.
gone.
He's gone.
See ya.
Yeah. And so Yeshua is going to get out of this holographic bubble where he was staying, which is, again, just a space objectivized by the consciousness of Babaji, right?
Right.
So I'm telling that because maybe people are going to rush to the Himalayas to try to find a place, It's somewhere between Emis and Meru Vardhana on the path down.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere. So he's going to resume his walk, along a river in the mountains. And he realized, because of the position of the sun and everything, that sometimes has elapsed. And the wind is blowing on his face. And he feels like there is another aspect that he has integrated into his soul.
Okay. Good.
So that was I know people are probably disappointed. They wish we would know more about Babaji, but he's very elusive, and we know that he lives over there in this part of the Himalayas,
Right.
I'm
glad he's around.
Yes, I'm very glad.
I might not
he's
ever
around.
meet him, but I'm glad he's around.
So in the next episode, we will be meeting another even less known character, Mataji.
Oh, Mataji. Okay.
And we're going to go through the tantric initiation of Yeshua.
Oh.
So stay tuned.
Okay. That's how you're going to end this one,
That's how we end
All
it.
right. Well, stay tuned for episode 25. We might be recording that soon. Thank you.